What's going on, Holly? What's up, fam? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. We're about to get started for the Swole. Oh, oh, oh.
Sun is shining. Birds are chirping. The wind is sizzling.
Oh, yeah.
Swole.
Testing, 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 testing. Test, test. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testicles. Testing, testing. Tickles. Testicle, testicles. Come here. I hit the mute. Sorry, I was muted the whole time. I don't know why it on live. So you should have had sound on live this whole time. That was my fault. No, it's all right. It's all right. If you don't have sound, that was my fault. You should be fine now. Let me know how the stream's coming through. If we have to do it later, it's okay to slow down and to ramp up into this. Everyone's getting their alerts now anyway. So as you get your alerts, there's always a little bit of delay at the beginning of the show. Yeah. I'm still seeing, I know the chat's delayed. We're good with sound. We're definitely good with sound. We're just maybe a little bit slow on the video. What's going on? What's new? What's good? Let's just chill. Let's get everyone in here. We're probably good on Instagram. Instagram goes on the phone. How we doing? How we doing over on the Facebook and YouTube front? I don't like football. This is just one of Jeb's cups. So beard's on point. Thank you. I haven't touched it today. I haven't touched it today. Yeah, there's definitely sound. There's definitely sound now. I'm streaming the sound, so all the comments now that are still coming through are probably just delayed. Probably delayed sound. Maybe I'll have to do it later. If we have to come back later, I'll just delete the broadcast and then we can just redo it. Actually, I'm actually going to a yoga class, so if I don't do it now, it won't be. If I don't do it now, we're not going to do it today, and I'm not going to miss a day. So, yeah, how we doing? We got sound now. Testing, testing. Ah, the podcast. The podcast. The glorious podcast. The unknown randomness of the live stream. It's all good. Am I traveling? What gave it away? Am I traveling? No shit. You think? You think? Complete different background, different setup. Of course I'm traveling. Ups. You got it? Cool. Everyone's got the sound now. All right, so let's just jump into it. A little lagging. It's probably something like that. That's because I definitely it's not my place, so I'm not going to be like, hey, you can't stream, you can't play games. But that's probably taking up a lot of the bandwidth. The internet up here in Ohio is garbage compared to Miami, but it's all good. I think we're getting better with the stream now anyway. So, hey, what's going on? All right, so what'd you all train today? Let's get started. Let's get it loose. Now we're good. Now we're good. Now we're looking sexy. I feel bad that I muted it. I had it muted for the beginning. That was my fault. Welcome, Patricia. Thank you. Okay, so let's get this party started. Those of you that are Swole Norman X members, or those of you that are part of the Daily Swole Club, make sure that you answer the poll in the group. What I did was I posted a poll that kind of broke down some of the things that I'm working on, some of the major things that I'm upgrading and updating the Swole Norman X major sections and content. So you have to vote and see which one you want. I want to know what you're excited about the most. Which of these updates are you excited about the most? This way I can find my attention. So go drop your comments on that poll, and also you can check the accountability meeting yesterday if you missed it. So let's see here. Shoulders and biceps, smashed arms this morning. Nice. I have actually deloaded. I have been deloading for the past like 1.5 because I had this trip coming up. I decided to use this as a deloading from resistance training. So I've just been doing yoga, mobility, and actually complete rest, where I'm just doing some meditation, some gentle mobility, really not a lot of actual like hardcore active mobility. And it's funny because I wanted to put some context, like knowing when to reset. I tell you all, and we talk a lot about this, no days off, no fucking days off, no rest days. You should always be pumping. You should always be active mobility, doing yoga, which I still believe is true. It also depends on the context in which you're doing this. So if you are a fitness professional like myself, and your career, your business, all your workings are in fitness, you're physical all the time, I think there's more room and there's more it's more appropriate to take complete rest where you're not doing physical activity, period. Maybe you're not doing mobility for a couple days. You're still doing meditation, you're still eating healthy, but you know what I'm saying, where I'm not doing anything physical, because it's a psychological overload as well. But a lot of people that aren't doing fitness for their career, their whole shit doesn't revolve around fitness. You're sedentary a lot of the time. You're in traffic a lot of the time. You're stressed out doing other things a lot of the time. So you have to be more active in your pursuit of fitness. And a day off is more of a imbalance for you than someone that's always a personal trainer, that's always moving, that's always getting overload. So I want to know right now, put in the comments below what your recovery process is, what you do when it comes to recovery. How many days a week off do you take? Are you doing anything on those days off? Are you doing active recovery? Are you practicing yoga? Are you focusing on those aspects? Or is the day off for you just complete doing nothing? Because I don't think that people should be taking days off, especially those of you that are still working to make fitness a habit. It's more important to have that placeholder. It's more important to have that time where you are, okay, setting aside time in your day or in your week to practice yoga or to do mobility. Like, you're not losing the flow. A lot of people, I feel, lose that flow and are very easily, okay, I'm not working out, I'm not going to eat well either. They just punch out of everything. It's not just, oh, I'm not doing resistance training. I'm not doing resistance, so I'm not going to eat well. Let me just go out and get some pizza. And then you just fall off the fucking horse completely. I think there is always a place for some type of investment, some type of physical investment, but it doesn't have to be resistance training. So a lot of people get that, I guess, confused, that because you're having an off day, that you're off. Whereas your daily effort doesn't always have to be resistance training. So when we say day off, and most people say day off, it's like you're not doing anything. However, my definition of day off is not doing resistance training, like your day off from the gym. A day off doesn't mean you're jack shit. A lot of people take it as a day off. I'm not doing anything, rather than a day off as just being, okay, I'm not overloading my body. I'm not doing hardcore resistance. I'm not doing hardcore stimulus. What I'm doing is an active recovery to rebuild so I can keep performing well, mitigate my risk of injury, and those types of things. Let's see. Lulu, upper body. What do you guys today? What do you do for active recovery? How many of you are taking off today? How many of you are doing mobility today? Are you going to do an outdoor yoga class this evening? Very cool. Let's see. Do I consider swimming cardio or a low resistance workout? It's certainly not a resistance workout. Swimming is a cardiovascular workout. Absolutely. I mean, there's no overload. There's minimal overload. It's great for people that have injuries and rehabbing injuries, but it's very taxing. It's definitely extremely cardiovascular. Well, I'm screaming from my laptop. Don't worry so much about the connection, fam. Like, it'll improve. It's going to be hit or miss today, so just deal with it. So, that being said, what's your recovery structure? What's your recovery process? And recovery is extremely important. Active recovery is one of those undervalued, undervalued aspects of the program. And the reason why I push yoga so much, the reason why I push mobility so much, is that most people don't address it, period. It should be an integrated component of your training. It should be an absolute standard in your training. And to not have it at all, like, I don't understand when someone just doesn't practice yoga, doesn't practice stretching, doesn't practice mobility. I mean, that's a huge part of any quality program, is the recovery aspect. And just sitting on your ass, just sitting down and not doing anything, like, you just get stiff. You're not really repairing. You have to aid in this repairing. You should be investing the same type of like passion and attention into your recovery as you do your training. Everyone worries so much about program design. Everyone worries so much about how many exercises they're doing, which exercise is best. I want to hit this area. I want to build up this area. I want to focus on this. But what about your recovery? What are you doing to get that place where you can perform at a high level and overload the muscles properly and break things down? Extremely important. Extremely important, and it goes underlooked. And just doing yoga one day a week, okay, fine. But doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing or can't be doing mobility every day. You can easily do mobility every day. It doesn't have to be an hour of like focused class. It can be 15 minutes. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 10 minutes twice a day. Like, you just have to get it in. And if you're always trying to set aside half an hour, maybe you don't have half an hour or an hour. Maybe that's not realistic for you right now. But what about 10 minutes twice a day? What about 5 minutes 3 times a day? It's just a matter of you setting aside time and making sure that you are exposing your body to a more mobile environment with rotation in all planes of motion, that you're working all these different areas and aspects of the joints. Like, it's very important you're balancing it out properly, and you're exposing your body to these things. If you don't, it's just one of those things that will catch up to you and will affect you in the long run, and will catch up in the end and will bite you in the fucking ass. Basically, it'll bite you in the fucking ass. And that's not something that you want to happen. Why not prevent an injury or an issue if you can prevent it? Okay? If you can prevent it, prevent it. Don't fucking expose yourself to this shit. What's going on, RJ? Let's take some more questions and some comments. What do you think about recovery? What do you think about yoga, mobility? What do you do for active recovery? What do you do? Do you swim? Do you go for a walk? Do you go for a bike ride? What do you do? RJ, the fan, and just finished day 2 of the 90-day dash. That kicked my butt, but it was awesome. Thanks for doing what you do. Welcome, bro. Welcome. Silver's Beats, I don't have a planned day off, but when I get that, I don't want to train and lift today, I make a deal with myself to do it today and get it done and just relax and walk outside and yoga the next day. That's a great way to get yourself into the gym. If you're the type of person where, okay, I don't feel like working out today. I'm not going to have a great strength workout because I really don't want to go. Just bring yourself to go, and then just do mobility, or bring yourself to do yoga. Bring yourself to go and do something. And every workout doesn't have to be, okay, I'm going to crush it today. I'm going to destroy myself. Some workouts can be, okay, I'm going to invest in repairing so I can crush it tomorrow. Because sometimes just 24 hours or 12 hours will make a big difference, and then you'll feel like crushing it. 100,000%, Steve. Yoga saved my shoulders. If everyone started practicing yoga, and whether you've listened to my podcast for a day or for a year or for 3 years, if you have not yet practiced yoga or started, I'm telling you, this will be the game changer that will change your fitness. It will change everything more than changing your diet. I mean, not that that's not important. I mean, maybe not more, but you know what I'm saying. Just it goes hand in hand. Strength training, proper nutrition, and fuck mobility and yoga. Like just those three. That's a trifecta. You're moving your body, you're practicing mobility because mobility is important because the joints and the body has a certain way that it should move optimally. And if you are doing any kind of repeated movement over and over again, anything repetitive over and over again, whether it's lifting weights, whether it's sitting in a chair, lack of movement or a lot of the same movement over and over again, or, as long as you're whatever your body's exposed to the most, whether it's lack of movement or a lot of movement, you're going to create imbalances because you're using or not using the same thing in the same way over and over again. Whatever repeats. If you're always reaching up overhead, you're going to have certain muscles that get overused. If you are always sitting down, you're going to have deactivated glutes. Those muscles are going to not be firing properly during other movements. So you have to be focused. You have to start activating them and do targeted training to create that neuromuscular connection again. And your hip flexors, the muscles in the front of your hips will get very, very tight, which can lead towards chronic back pain because you're pulling down on the front of your lower back, essentially, from the front with the hip flex, and then your body is constantly trying to fight that low level all the time, and you get aches and you get stress in your lower back. So it compounds. So whatever you expose your body to regular, that's what your body is going to adapt to. And if you're always lifting weights in the same way, that might be great for muscle growth and for adaptation, for strength, but your mobility may suffer because you're doing the specific movements over and over again. One thing that can mitigate this, one thing that can really help that issue is doing all these corrective exercises too. So when you're practicing your weight training, you're not just doing bench and pull-ups and all the stuff that internally rotates your shoulder. You're also doing cobras, you're doing prone press, you're doing posterior deltoid and posterior rotator cuff work. So you're doing strength training for these smaller muscle groups for balance around the joint, and that's what a lot of people lack too. So you can get a lot of balance and mobility by doing weight training if you use the warm-up as a means to activate these smaller groups, or you actively and consciously focus on balancing out. But you can also do focused mobility sessions. So you can, as long as you're more aware of, that's why I like bodybuilding. I love the approach of bodybuilding because bodybuilding is fully developing muscle, but in proportion. So if you have proportional strength, proportional balance, you're going to have a physique that looks good. You're also going to be developing the muscle more balanced. You'll have more mobility. It'll keep you healthy. And you want things to work as a system. You don't want a big upper body and no fucking legs. You don't want a huge anterior deltoid and no posterior deltoid. It just looks really imbalanced. And it looks imbalanced and tight, and it's going to feel that way too. There's no need for it. It's preventable. So you're spending time in the gym. Why not spend time in the gym doing correct, getting balance, looking for balance? What's up, Nick? I'm trying to get back into yoga and meditation. Really hate meditation, but a healthy mind is important. You're just not there yet. You just haven't cracked the code for meditation for yourself. If you don't like meditation or you feel like it's too slow, that's good. That just means you need it the most. That just means you need it. Meditation's fantastic. There's nothing bad about it. It's learning more about your body. It'll help you stay disciplined and focused and help you keep your purpose and help neutralize those things that are stressing you out. It helps you manage your day and your emotions better. And one of the things that people don't realize about meditation is that when you're meditating, or when you're constantly, you carry that meditation, that positive mindset and that awareness throughout your day, it's not that when you meditate, you don't have emotions anymore. I think that's what people have, this idea that they're going to meditate and then just be serene all the time. To be serene all the time and to be at peace all the fucking time, you really have to be super high level. It has to be a freaking goal of yours. But meditation is something you can carry during the day. So it doesn't mean you're not going to get angry. It doesn't mean you're not going to be sad. It doesn't mean you're not going to have anxiety. It just means you're going to be able to recognize that quicker. You'll be able to recognize that sooner, recognize it for what it is, and then let it go a lot quicker. Because once you practice and you notice you're observing your thoughts and you're consciously observing your thoughts, they don't hold the weight. They don't hold your attention the same way because you're like, oh, you observe that and you bring your focus back to just being there and then the thought disappears. So all these noisy thoughts that are always going through your head that you give so much attention to and so much emotion to, then now you can clear your mind of that noise. It's just the static in your brain. You're getting rid of the static, your sharper picture. Anytime you want to be in the present, you want to be focused on what you're doing. What you're doing is most important. If you're always getting clouded up by all this junk, it's not going to work out too well for you. You're going to get distracted from the important things with a lot of this like extraneous bullshit, and there's a need for it. You don't have to get you don't have to get gummed up with that. So we're allowing ourselves to get slowed up. We're allowing ourselves to get confused and to get twisted and to get, I guess we're allowing those bugs to build up on the windshield, just that splatter everywhere. So instead of smushing it around, let's fucking scrape it off. Let's stop them from landing in the first place and splattering on the windshield, if that makes sense. Here we go. Let's give Gina a hand over on YouTube. Gina Johnson, I have fallen off the wagon with exercise and diet because I started a new job and I'm readjusting to my new schedule. How should I get myself back in the game while my schedule is a mess? By doing the best you can and stop judging yourself about it. Like why are you giving it such power? Your schedule is a mess. It's not a mess. It is what it is. Just fit it in when you can. Do the best you can. If you're judging yourself, beating yourself up every time you can't go to the gym or every time something really important comes up, it's not forever. It's not forever. Like I've had things that come up and just, I've had things that come up in the middle of my week that I just have to attend to. So I'm like, all right, I'll make this an active rest day. I'll make this a recovery day. That's it. That's it. That's just today because of the internet stream. It's not like that all the time on Instagram. I thought about streaming from my phone. I can. I figured out a way that I can stream and multi-stream from my phone. I just didn't do it today. Maybe we'll try tomorrow, but it wouldn't be the same audio. It would be phone audio, so I didn't want that today, but that might be a better option. So tomorrow I'm going to make sure. Tomorrow I'm going to make sure that the live stream, the podcast will be perfect quality. But for those of you catching the live stream, tomorrow will be better. I'll make sure that he's not playing games. He's a big time gamer. I can't fucking stand games. I don't mind watching once in a while, but I don't have the ability to just play fucking games and computer games all the time. But he's big into that, so it's probably just eating up the bandwidth. It worked before, so I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal, but maybe it is. So I think the stream is also a nicer quality now than it was when I started, because when I started, I actually had the mute button on, and who knows. So whatever, it happens. It's always like the good message. Like there's so much good stuff in this episode already. Like those are such real solid points to get across. So I hope a lot of people are listening and tuning in and getting that from it. 24 weeks pregnant and still hitting the gym. Motivation can suck it. Damn, you get that. Let's see. Maybe I lost my because I'm so fucking tired. Yeah, of course you're tired. Gina, of course you're tired. You just started a new job and your schedule's hectic and all this stuff. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to be drained. Like I know when I get back and I go to the gym, I'm going to be fucking sore as shit. I'm going to feel weak. I'll probably do 3 sets and be sore because I haven't worked out in a week, like with resistance. Do I eat bacon every day? No, I don't eat bacon every day. I have no problem with that, but no, I'm not eating bacon every single day. Let's see, Lulu. I started doing at least 20 minutes of yoga and meditation every day, and I see a whole lot of difference. Thank you for your information. It's really changing lives. Excellent. Thank you so much. That means a lot. How many of you have started meditation? Since we're talking about deloading, we're talking about resetting. How many of you meditate? And if you don't, why, or are you just hesitant to start? Patricia on Facebook. I hurt my shoulder by having my back more developed because of my old aircraft maintenance job, but my pecs were weak. Do you think I should balance the yoga with upper body days? I'm not sure what you mean. Balance the yoga with upper body days. Balance it? I don't know what you mean. Yoga, I will take this question or that framework and run with it, but I'm not sure if this is a question directly because I don't understand what you were exactly thinking. Yoga can easily be done on the same day. You can totally do yoga on the same day as weight training. However, you want to make sure that you're doing a restorative type yoga. You don't want to lift weights and then do like a power vinyasa class. You don't want to beat the shit out of yourself. You want to recover with the yoga. You want it to complement your strength training. So if you're doing like a vinyasa or a power class or something that's going to leave you fatigued and possibly sore, I would recommend doing that on an off day from weight training. But you can do it after. But a great pair for those of you that are in Swole Enormous X, you have this in your yoga studio. You can do a weight training and then do a yin class, do a restorative class where you're just doing long holds. It's very gets deep into that tension that builds up inside when you're doing resistance training. So yin yoga is fantastic. It just depends on what type of yoga you're practicing. You don't want to do fucking hardcore power class after a heavy strength day. You're just going to beat yourself in. It's not really restorative when you're doing a lot of chaturangas and vinyasas and stuff. Ashley on YouTube. It took so long for me to get comfortable with meditation, but my anxiety is so bad, but meditation has helped tremendously. It's a practice. Never underestimate. It's a practice, whether it's meditation or it's yoga. You're practicing. You're not going to be perfect at it. We put so much fucking pressure on ourselves. We put so much pressure on ourselves to be good at everything. We something and we're supposed to be fucking great. Like because we just started it. It's like you can it's okay to struggle. It's okay to not be fucking excellent at something. Hot yoga with weights involved? Fuck that. That's not real yoga. Get the fuck out of here. No, yoga is a bit boring. You're not doing it. You're not doing it right. It's not boring. You're thinking about it differently. That means you need it. I'm telling you. If you feel yoga is boring, those are the people that need fucking yoga. To be entertainment. You're resetting with the stress. You're just having issues because you're used to always going, 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 going. Do not do yoga with weights. Do not do yoga with weights. Yoga. What are you doing in that class? Lifting weights? No, you don't. No, that's exactly wrong. You don't need intensity. See, I'm telling you. That's why a lot of people don't do yoga. It's too slow. I don't feel like I did anything. You're not. You don't understand what it is. Which is okay. Which is okay. You do not need intensity. You absolutely 1000% don't. What do you think weightlifting is? You don't need intensity in your yoga. You need restoration. You're not doing it for that reason. That's what stretching is for? No, stretching is not yoga. Good Lord. Good Lord. Or maybe you have a shitty instructor or a crappy studio or you haven't done a good class. No, no, no. It's not for intensity. Stretching is not yoga. Yoga is not stretching. Stretching is not getting the same way that yoga will. Yoga is a combination, physically, for physical aspect, it's a combination of inhibiting and activating muscles. Fuck. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That was the gem. Every episode, there's a fucking nugget. There's a fucking nugget. You absolutely do not need intense yoga. Do they have intense yoga? Sure. Is there an application for it? Of course. There are tools in the toolbox, but you do not need intensity. If you feel like you always need intensity, you're one of the people that really need yoga and meditation. It's always in yoga, this is a great way to think of it. In yoga, when there's a pose or something that's really hard for you to do, that's the one your body needs. Anytime something's fucking hard and oh man, that's the one I struggle with, whether it's slowing down, whether it's holding a certain position, that's the one you need. That's the pose you need. Papa angry. I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm excited because you have a whole world that's going to open up to you when you start looking at this differently. No, it's not my computer. No, it's the internet stream. This computer needs to be cleared. I'll get a new laptop eventually. I actually went to anyone get any good Prime deals? I was actually looking for. I've been debating because I wanted to get a new laptop and stuff, but I don't travel quite enough to need a new laptop. It's not about the laptop. It's about the freaking internet connection. It's so hard to get good Wi-Fi when I travel. Like I said, this situation is only a little bit choppy because he's probably gaming next door. But I did just pick up some new monitors. Fucking Prime Days sucked this year. I didn't see a lot of stuff that I needed, but I'm not gonna buy all the little tiny things. I avoid looking at the Prime stuff unless there's something that I need. It's very easy. It's like Target, Amazon, and it's Prime Day. You just fucking start buying shit you don't need. If there's something that I needed, I would look. Okay, it's not on Prime Day, then fuck it. I'm not gonna spend time. I'm not gonna get stuck. I don't want to get stuck buying shit that I don't need. So what I got today was it wasn't on Prime, but I wanted it. So by the time I get back, I'm gonna have some new monitors. Like I can turn it vertically, so I can get the chat up there. We're gonna have some cool stuff. Got some cool stuff going on. Every once in a while, I always try to um, update my hardware, my equipment for streaming. So this live streaming will keep on getting better. I think it's smooth now. How are we looking? How are we looking on YouTube and Facebook? It looks smooth on my end. How's it coming across? So Instagram, I know is fine. Instagram's from the phone, so it's not using like the same stream service, but it's all good. I don't meditate. Sorry, my excuse is only my kids. Oh, come on. Be great for you. If you have kids, and if you're using your kids as an excuse for not meditating, you fucking need meditation. Jamie, you need meditation because if your kids are keeping you, they're probably fucking animals. Animals. My 4-year-old loves yoga. I just don't know what kind of yoga to do with my kids. Doesn't no, absolutely. Do you know what kind of yoga to do on your 10 reset from lifting heavy on your 10? You don't know what kind of yoga to do with your kids? Anything. Kids are born to do yoga. Kids are doing yoga from fucking birth. Kids stand up with downward dog. Kids stand up with an overhead squat. Kids are born for yoga. They're made for it. It's the human body. It's just movement. Kids fucking love yoga because they're bending, they're twisting, they're upside down, they're doing all sorts of shit. Kids fucking love yoga. If your child practices yoga with you, drop in the comments. Kids love yoga. There's so many pictures in the private group for Enormous X members. And everyone's posting pictures of the kids doing yoga with them. Kids are doing yoga like crazy. They love it. They love it. And they'll love doing it with mommy and daddy. They always want to, your kid wants to, that's why it's so important for nutrition and for all these different aspects of fitness for you to teach your kids while they're young because they look up to you. They want to be like mommy and daddy. Oh, I want to work out like dad. I want to work out like mom. I want to do yoga with you. Can I do yoga with you? Yeah, fuck yes. Yoga is not going to be dangerous for your kid. They're only going to do what they can do anyway. It's not like you're loading them up with like, hey, bench 20 pounds. No, they're bending, they're playing around instead of climbing all over the furniture and breaking shit. Well, thanks, Jenak Kra. They do yoga. My baby loves watching me do yoga. Yeah, they fucking love it. Is it better to do yoga before or after weight training? That's relative. I personally wouldn't recommend people do it before just because you don't want to inhibit muscles before or fatigue yourself. Weight training for me is more important or most important. And when you're producing, like you could do a warm up, dynamic warm up, do a little bit of a yoga flow before you actually lift as part of your warm up for lifting. But if you're going to do a yoga session, I would do it after or later in the day. So if it's right after, you got to make sure you're hydrated like crazy. How much time you have to lift depends on how much time and your schedule and your goals and stuff. But if you were going to do them on the same day, I personally would recommend doing the yoga class after at some point. We're a sarcastic bunch, Nicholas. Fuck yeah. That's why I love the Swole fam. We may be a sarcastic bunch and we have fun, but the goal is to lift people up. Of course. If you have a question and I fuck jabroni for asking that question, I'm going to call you a fucking jabroni, but I still love you. It's the podcast. It's the Daily Swole podcast. You can say whatever you want and we'll talk about fitness and we get to call people names and it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. All fun and games, all fun and swole. The goal is to lift people up and to ensure that you understand the power that you have within yourself. And that's not a cheesy standpoint. It just means that you have control of your nutrition, your training. Do you want to set aside your excuses? Are you ready to fucking stop making excuses and fucking go? Are you ready to start and stop bitching and moaning and complaining and putting things that aren't really that important in front of your own fucking health? Are you ready to actually invest in your health and not be a fat or skinny, lazy fuck? No more excuses. Any reason not to train, any reason to eat shitty food, just an excuse. It's just how you position it to justify it to yourself. It's an excuse. Does it mean you can't enjoy your life? Of course not. Why wouldn't you enjoy your life when you're being healthier and you're having a healthier body and move? You feel fucking great, improving your life. Don't be a fucking puss nugget. Go get your fucking pump on. Do your yoga, your meditation. Fucking do it. Do it. Dawn sucks, but she got me here, so I guess I'm thankful. Yeah, let her suck. Let her suck. You'd think it'd bite her in the ass eventually. You'd think she would change her ways. Didn't change a fucking thing. Do you only answer the Swole fam's questions? No. I answer what here? I'm talking to everyone. These are everyone's questions. Just answer a question, but you asked me a question about whose questions I answered. So instead of asking a question about whose questions I answered, you could have asked your question. Do you have any questions about that? Mind fuck. Just found your content through Alan Roberts. I've been watching all your videos. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I have so many videos. I have like 1,700, almost 2,000 videos on YouTube. Almost 2,000 videos. And more coming all the time. More coming. We love you enough to struggle through the lags. Is it still lagging? Damn it. It's all right. Tomorrow will be better. I'll make sure tomorrow that it'll be a single stream. Apologies. So if you're watching now, this is not the normal stream. So those of you that are coming into the content now, that's why I wanted over here to do the multi-stream is because switching how we've been doing things with the podcast, I wanted to make sure that everyone keeps on getting live stream. I didn't want to break away from the multi stream. So I'm doing my best. But yesterday, if it was better, I'll just make sure tomorrow is the same way. But then Thursday, we'll be back in the Swole office and it's going to look fucking fire. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll do it. We'll do it. That's a good question, RJ. I just registered to get my SMCPT. Any advice on how to be successful when you're new? You got to absorb good information. Don't develop bad habits. If you're trying to help people, number one, that's important. It depends on what you're trying to do with your personal training certification. It's not going to be the only education you need. You need practical experience, of course. So shadowing someone is great, but also, are you trying to do a business like an online business? Are you trying to do stuff in a gym? Because running a business is going to be like anything else. So a lot of times where personal trainers struggle is they don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to run the business aspect or the marketing aspect